Happy Thursday, Vancouver. Brace yourselves. Christmas is coming. The City of Vancouver has approved the construction of the new Edgewater Casino Resorts downtown, just south of BC Place Stadium, despite significant opposition to the project. Answering the concerns, Edgewater noted that there is no increase in gambling space, simply a facelift and a more resort-y feel. The resort is expected to add 2,000 jobs and generate $180 million annually, offsetting the $535 million cost within 5 years. Make no mistake, casinos are great for municipalities. That's why they like to have them in there. The BC Liberals immediately seized on the opportunity to announce that due to all that untapped revenue in the area, they would be building a pipeline from that area straight to Kitimat, shipping an estimated 14 tons of poker chips per minute for immediate shipping to Bangladesh. Speaking of which, the City of Vancouver made a surprisingly bold move in stating that they will be opposing the twinning of the Kinder Morgan pipeline. Seems they aren't satisfied with the safety or environmental standards being proposed. Deputy City Manager Sadhu Johnston admitted that the city actually has very little power regarding the pipeline's construction, but noted that he and other city councillors possess power rings that can summon a higher power to oppose the pipeline if called upon in a case of emergency. To the ire of senior citizens everywhere, Canada Post announced last week huge cuts to their service. The major one that has everyone abuzz is halting urban home delivery of the mail, opting for community boxes instead. Besides that, postage stamps will get a significant hike in costs, going as high as $1 a stamp if bought individually at your local 7-Eleven. And hours are getting slashed, with between 6,000 to 8,000 jobs lost, but with projected quitting and retirement, as many as 15,000 jobs, 15,000 jobs lost in the next 5 years. I guess most of them are going to go work for that casino. CEO Deepak Chopra is being called in to face the music in an emergency session at the House of Commons Transport Committee regarding the whole fiasco, with many union and business reps in attendance. The thing that has actually kind of got me a little scratching my head here is, okay, so he's being called before the House of Commons, so a bunch of MPs are going to be like, what are you doing? But it was one MP, Lisa Raitt, who is the one who made the announcement and is the one who is kind of in charge of it. I think she's the Minister of Canada Post, or some title like that, the Minister of Canada Post. Crown corporations, honestly, they give me a headache. Half the time I don't understand how they work, I'm not going to lie. But basically, just early Wednesday morning, which is a cop-out because I'm filming this on Wednesday. Early Wednesday morning, Lisa Raitt's office was inundated with tens of thousands of postcards delivered from Canada Post, and the average citizen signing them saying, we like our Canada Post mail, people. We don't really use the mail, but we like to have it there at our disposal to send Christmas cards and postcards to seniors, citizens, our grandparents, and stuff. Anyways, we'll talk more about this next week. But here are my feelings on the changes. I'm not inherently against stamps going up in price. You know, it's a cost of living sort of thing. These people have to make money. I'm cool with it. I get it. And you know what? It's the same like with any product. If you buy it in bulk, the price is going to be a little cheaper. You can get permanent stamps. In fact, before these price increases take effect, why don't you go buy like a bunch of permanent stamps? Although I was at Costco just the other day and I couldn't find them. So were they recalled, or was Costco just sold out? Maybe Costco was sold out. Anyways, see if you can buy the permanent stamps now. It'll save you money in the long run. If you mail a lot, I don't. I mail things out like a couple times a year. So, I mean, okay. So I'm not against the price stamp increase, the price of stamp increase inherently. The job slashing, though, and the community box thing. Community box is okay. You know, I get it. But the job slashing, I guess you can't have one without the other. This thing isn't well thought out. It seems like a sudden reaction after years of inaction. Canada Post, for a long time, their slogan was "From anywhere to anywhere," and then they kind of slid over to we deliver them. I think their new one is "Delivering the online world." I think that's their new slogan, and that's kind of the direction they should have been. But they haven't been intelligent with the rapidly changing paradigm of mail and postage. Yes, common mail is pretty much gone again. except for holiday cards to old people. It's just, you had a baby. You had a baby, Daniel. Why have you not sent us pictures? You need to send out pictures to everybody. Well, I've got a million. I've got like 500 million pictures on Facebook, Auntie Jennifer. Well, no, I don't understand the Facebook. No, that's fair. That's fair. So, I mean, you know what? It's a generational difference, folks. It's a generational difference. We like sending out the photos sometimes. They like getting them. Okay. Internet shopping, though, is always, always, always increasing. Huge. Just look at this past Cyber Monday. Massive, massive sales because people look at footage of Black Friday and shopping and Walmart and stuff like that, and they say, I don't really want to deal with the malls and these online shopping deals, Amazon and such, and eBay and Etsy. They've been really, really compelling and really convincing, and let's increase. You've seen it. You've seen the increases in internet shopping. It's skyrocketed over the last few years. It's huge. So, a change in business model has been needed for Canada Post for a long time. You can't tell me that the USPS, the United States Postal Service, hasn't faced this issue and hasn't adjusted their business. These guys even deliver on Saturday. They've got a much, much larger population. They've got quite a huge landmass. I know what you're saying. You're saying, well, Steve, Canada's bigger. Geographically, yes. But how much of Canada is uninhabited? A ton. How much of the U.S. is inhabited? A lot. And yet they have like a legion, a Roman legion's worth of postal workers. And I understand, they probably have their own budgetary concerns, but they even deliver on Saturday, and that blows my mind and stuff because clearly they have been working and trying to keep up with the paradigm. I don't get that impression from Canada Post. But the thing that really, really, really grinds on my nerves and many, many other people's nerves is the fact that they actually still have a career section on their website. It's like, click here for careers in Canada Post. Are you guys joking? I apologize on behalf of Canada Post to their employees whose jobs are going to get slashed. I am so sorry. Vancouver native, actually Killarney native hockey player Milan Lucic, possibly Milan. I'm sorry, dude. Anyways, NHL player Milan Lucic. I'm so sorry, man. Anyways, he's a Vancouver native. He's currently playing for the Boston Bruins and has for the last few years. This is his city, Vancouver. This is his city, the city he is native to. And okay, so he just happens to be playing for the Boston Bruins because they threw a ton of money at him. He was home here in Vancouver. He had a late night out drinking along the Granville Strip. He went to his favorite place, Mean Poutine. Yes, it's actually called Mean Poutine. He went there to get the Lucic special. They have a poutine named after him. It's apparently delicious. He goes inside to Mean Poutine, and someone sucker punches him in the face. Okay, random act of violence? Perhaps, maybe. So he says, well, what the hell? And he leaves because, you know what? It's 3:30 in the morning. Screw that. So he leaves. Guy follows him out, punches him a few more times. I know what a couple of you are thinking out there. It's 3:30 in the morning. The streets of Vancouver can be mean. I can't help but thinking that this is some Canucks fan, But long story short, Lucic has now sworn off his city. He's now sworn. He says, unless I am in Rogers Arena playing, I am not coming back to Vancouver. Congratulations, Vancouver. You took a stupid game where a bunch of millionaires chase a rubber disc around on a bunch of ice, and you turned it into a personal thing where one of our own, even if he wasn't from Vancouver, you punch him in the face because you don't like his team, because they beat us at the cup, because our team sucks. Amazing. No, folks, I wasn't going to ignore this one. We are going for it. Tri-City MP and Industry Minister James Moore made some really horrible comments earlier this week on our ludicrously awful child poverty rate in the province. Is it my job to feed my neighbor's child? I don't think so. He brushed aside any involvement from the federal government, saying it's the province's responsibility, even though in 1989, the House of Commons unanimously, everybody passed a resolution to end child poverty in this country by the year 2000. Even though that motion was renewed in 2009, they said, "Oh shit, we We haven't done it. Well, let's refocus our efforts. And now, 1 out of every 7 children in the country are living in poverty, with a disproportionate number in the province of BC, 1 in 5. That means you go into your average classroom of like 30 kids, and statistically, 6 of them are living in poverty. Not, maybe we can't, afford to go out to dinner 3 times a month. No. I'm talking about having to choose between, are we paying rent this month or are we getting groceries this week? Those sort of hard choices. Amazing. Certainly, we want to make sure that the kids go to school full-bellied, but is that always the government's job to be there to serve people their breakfast? More asked. Like a dick. Ottawa helps feed kids by creating jobs, and apparently Canada has never been wealthier. Let's put aside the fact that this is complete bullshit, like utterly complete bullshit, and that the only ones wealthier are big business, the 1%, and MPs. All you got to do is look at StatsCan research. All you got to do is look at the way that the average wage is derived when you have like these. Should we get into the math about this? Because like it's crazy when you look at what the average wage in BC is, because it's strangely high. That's because the way they're calculating the average includes the people who are making like disproportionate amounts, so it skews the average. You should actually be looking at the mode wage, and the mode wage would probably be around very, very close to minimum wage instead of the mean or the median, which is going to be insanely higher. But that's all fun math stuff. So let's just ignore the math stuff for a side. Okay. Moore pseudo-retracted and apologized. Pseudo-retracted. He stated that all levels of government must be compassionate and care for those in need. Yes, that's true. Thank you, Moore. Good. Fair enough. But then he goes on to say, great work has been done to tackle poverty and its associated challenges. No, Jimmy boy. No, it hasn't. Maybe in Calgary. I don't know. I don't even think so, actually. I've been to Calgary recently, and apparently they still have a homeless problem. But does he speak to the provinces? Does he know what goes on in the provinces? Because I don't know about you guys, but the poverty situation in BC has been getting absolutely ludicrous, with the government repeatedly turning a blind eye to many socioeconomic factors, least of which being mental health. And these people have nowhere to go. But you know what? We've never been wealthier. I mean, who's never been wealthier? Who are we talking about, right? So this is the part that I really, really love, though. Before he did that retraction and apology, he did a bunch of people were twittering him like crazy, calling him Ebenezer Scrooge, which I love, by the way. So he started falling back on that age-old trope, summed up in this tweet up here. The headline is neither a quote nor accurate of anything I've ever said. Quite ridiculous, in fact. So it's kind of like if I said, "Oh, hey, James Moore, is it true that you said that only gays like purple?" And he's just like, where did that come from? What? I wasn't even talking about purple or gays. I was talking about the economy. You see, that's a ridiculous quote. Wow. Okay, so if that's the case, James Moore, if that's honestly the case, that you never said anything remotely like that was taken out of context, why a few days later did you suddenly retract your statement and apologize, saying, "Oh, actually, you know what, it was wrong"? Because, Moore, you're a damned liar. You slimeball. Ladies and gentlemen, our conservative, family-first federal government, unless you are poor. Well, if you guys want a Christmas episode, faithful viewers, the voters of Port Moody, Westwood, Port Coquitlam voted in with an overwhelming majority Ebenezer Scrooge and the Grinch, all rolled into, Coast Mountain bus driver Kirk Rockland, who has an awesome name and has been a bus driver for the last 19 years, has been wearing a Santa suit for the past 15 of those years. Recently, Coast Mountain said that the Santa suit was not going to be allowed because it contravenes their uniform policy, and it's understandable-ish. Why? Because a uniform immediately says, hey, I work here, I'm a person of authority, and means they're easily recognizable. Of course, mind you, a Santa suit on the bus means a very similar thing, but I mean, I guess you could have someone dressed up as Santa on there as well, like whatever. But needless to say, Coast Mountain said no more of that to Kirk. They did not want him to wear the Santa suit anymore. He began wearing it anyways as protest. And then all these people, spurned by media attention, came on, started writing to Coast Mountain and said, look, man, this is not cool. we want the dude to be wearing the Santa suit. And Coast Mountain says, whoa. They kind of backed down in the face of the backlash. They said, you know what? All right, fine, Kirk, wear the Santa suit all you want. I was going to say the bus suit. Actually, I like that a little more. Can you imagine then if he comes and he's dressed like a bus? He's driving a bus. He's dressed like a bus. Anyways, so Kirk comes. He's allowed to wear the Santa suit for Christmas, get into the festive spirit of things. And you know what? Honestly, I think TransLink is very appreciative because they could use all the positive press that they could get. That's all for this week, Vancouver. I need a drink. Merry Christmas.